All right, guys, only on for a little while this morning. Let's get into the early version of the God Squad. Right now, we got Big Ben. Not a Big Ben fan, but he's playing really well. As you'll notice, I put zone run on all of my offense for now. You can take these things and boost them up, but you'll look at the stats. Big Ben's got 90 throw power. His accuracies are pretty good. His throw under pressure is good. Throw on the run is really good. Seems to be breaking sacks, so that's a definite plus, especially if you get into solo battles where the all Madden version is sending heat like every single play. Uh, we got an 86 overall. You can see over here what we got. You got +2 carry. I got this zone runs boosted up. +2 carry, +2 spin move, +2 juke, +1 run block, +1 elusive, and +1 run block finesse for the zone blocking. So that's this side. My defense we'll get into a little bit. Up here, we got the Willie Roaf, only the 86, but he's playing pretty well. I took the 68 Batonia and used the 82 version, I think 82 or 83 version of his Core Elite. Got him to an 86. Need to upgrade this lender here. Just haven't. There's not really the best options out there for the value right now. I can go up to Travis Frederick at 87 and one other card. A couple of them get to 85s. I've got this card, so and it's a Nat, so I'm going to stick with it. Pulled this Zach Martin yesterday. If you haven't watched that video, that video will be up. It's should be loading up here pretty quick. It came out of the Diamond Solos. Do all the Diamond Solos. I took the Cowboys on the Elite pack because the chances of getting at least the 87 or the 88 linemen were there. You were going to get one of them because you get 5 to pick from. They're not duplicating it. You get that. Lane Johnson boosted him up from the 68 card. Uh, Biggest pull so far has been the Gronk as far as overall. Pulled this Gronk and put that free Jimmy Graham in there. I've got this, believe it or not, this Ebron is playing really, really well. Um, we took Randy Moss, put the training points on him, took him up to an 89. Um, Odell Beckham, we took him up to an 85. I'm not going to take his Core Elite and put it in there until the Core Elite comes down. Also, out of a pack yesterday in the Diamond Solos, you get gold, 4 or 5 gold team fantasy packs, and this Gurley came out of that. Also have the Zeke. This is the card that I told everybody on the other video. This is the card that actually, if you look at this card, this is the card you've got to have if you're going to beat these, especially these running solos and the running challenges. Put him up side by side. He's only a 72, but look at the speed number. Believe it or not, I don't know. It says 46 truck. This guy's running over people. You have to double. You have to do a double take. They're both 30, and if depending on which one you got in the game, it's hard to tell the difference when they're running out there. But at 89 speed, when you're doing the gauntlet solos, it will be the most valuable card you go get. And the last I checked, and I checked it on video that's getting ready to go up, that video shows it at 9,000. You ought to buy them so you have one. Buy one and give one to your friends. But it's definitely a must-have card. But I've got Gurley in there. He actually is smoother and plays better than the Zeke that I had. I think I went and bought this Kyle Jusek or whatever, however you pronounce his name, just to keep my overall boosted up a little bit. I think I bought him for 26K or something. And then I've got Michael Thomas over here. This will be Antonio Brown as soon as they drop our content. So I'll have Moss and Antonio Brown with Beckham in the slot, and then this is the human cheat code in this game. Pretty much, I think a lot of the guys that are putting videos out are using Wildcat and running Tyreek Hill. I don't do the Wildcat, so it wouldn't help me. I'm not very good at that formation. But check out, again, he's the fastest card in the game. He's a 91 speed. Definitely, if you can get that card. Now, mine's Nat because I actually pulled him out of one of the reward sets. So he was selling for 90 to 100,000. It's worth getting no matter what. He's going to be the fastest card in the game for a while. And speed in this game is an absolute must. So overall, you can see where my offense is stacking up pretty good so far. My defense, we pulled Sean Taylor. It's an 84 version, but once he's chemmed up on this one, he goes to 85. He's everywhere. I went and bought this card. My defense is built around coverage linebackers, and when I run a dollar defense, I sub him in to play next to Deion Jones. The Derek Brooks card, if you look at his stuff, this is an amazing card, and he always plays well. His coverages are always up there. He's got good speed. You can see him compared to Von Miller. He's faster than my 86 Von Miller. But if you click over, now you see where I've got lockdown. I've got lockdown activated, so I get +1 catch, play rec, +1 man, and +1 zone. So that's a good chem to get on early. And believe it or not, adding these chems is cheap. It's like 10 training points per card. You have to activate the slot and then put it in there. And in his case, I think he's +2. Yeah, he gets, because of the legend, he gets locked down +2. If you go down some of his stats, his catch is 78, which is great for this time in the game. Let's see, man coverage 78, but zone 85. 85 zone this early on a linebacker is really good. There's a lot of 90 plus, 90, even some of the 99 cards that didn't have much more than that at the end of last game. As you can see from the comparison, I'll have Von Miller on the other side. I powered him up. Deion Jones, again, this is a free card. Play your campaign solos, and this is the card I chose. He stacks up pretty well. It's quick. Got, really good play rec up there with the legend. And his zone coverage is up there pretty good. Matched up really well. If you look down there at the bottom, they're both show him at 84, but I think the other one boosts a little bit because of his because of the lockdown, that he gets boosted even more. Right now I have him in there, Demario Davis as the backup. Then I put Shazier, and I think I've got 4 of the tokens to upgrade him, so I have him up to the 73. You got Von Miller. Von is an 86. He's a power-up card. I did the same thing with Eric Berry. He's playing incredible. Another free card. When you finish the gauntlet, you get to pick from these players, and I actually got to pick 2 of them. I didn't take the Baker Mayfield. I know I'm going to have early in the week, because I'm already level 27. Early in the week when I finish the journey, I'm going to have the 89 Wentz, so I didn't take the Baker Mayfield there. Jair's Alexander. This is an absolute pick for one of your 2 picks. Look at the speed on this one. He's 88 speed. He plays really well. You can see his coverages and his stats are pretty good. You can see my other corner is the Jalen Ramsey. The Casey Hayward I pulled out of one of those same packs yesterday. He's got 89 zone. Chris Harris Jr. So I got some pretty good. I got Rashad Jones. I'm going to probably sell or quick sell him, Bradley Roby. So I've got some pieces here that I can work with. On this is another pull. Got the Cameron Jordan 87. I wanted to keep my overall up. Number 2 D tackle counted, so I did the power up on Geno Atkins. I may take the rest of his up. The other free card out of the gauntlet I took this Vita Vea 87. This guy is a monster in the middle, guys. As he gets bigger cards, you're definitely going to want to keep your eye on this card. I have an 85 Brandon Graham that can play on that side, but Kim-wise, he doesn't get any boost. So I went ahead and I put Bruce Smith 84 in there. I'll be putting a different card in there. Now, the one thing that you'll see here, and I pulled this card out of a regular pack yesterday, is the Khalil Mack. I pulled the 88 Khalil Mack, and the plan is that card is selling for 200 or 200 and some thousand. By the end of next week or that following week, I think this card's going to be 500,000-600,000 in the auction block, and that's what I'm banking on. I haven't put him in yet. He's actually better, but I may start running him in and playing him until then. 79 speed right now at that end is definitely going to make him a nasty rush option in there. But I just got him. I don't even have him in the lineup yet. Probably won't change my overall. I haven't seen anyone bigger than an 86 running their videos. All those guys are 83, 80, 82s, 83, 81s. So I think this is the God Squad right now. This is up there. Again, back to Hayward and back to Jalen Ramsey. Kicker wise, I pulled the Sam Martin yesterday out of one of the free packs that you get. Actually pulled him out of one of the gold premium packs that you get for leveling up. And then Will Lutz, kicker wise, he's only an 80, but he has 85 kick power. So definitely going to be a big time option there. And then obviously you put Tyreek into return. That's the squad. That's how it's set up. I don't know, but comment once this thing goes up. Comment on this thing. Let me know if what you're seeing as far as higher overall guys out there. I could build a little bit bigger. I do have some coins. I opened one of the first bundles, the big ones, and I pulled like a Joey Bosa 86 with coins on it that quick sold for 120. So by the time I got done with the first campaign solos, I had about 140,000, and I had 5 of those cards I pulled out of the first bundle that had coins on them, and I went to about 400 and something, boosting everything up since then, and buying Brooks for a couple 100,000 and buying a couple of these other pieces and working some stuff in. That's kind of where I've gotten to where I'm at. Could have been over $1 million, but I'd have been a millionaire easy by now if I hadn't built my team at all. So as you can see, there's still team visuals. I'm in Arizona Cardinals offense, but right now I've been running the Chiefs offense for the whole time. Defensively, to me, this was the best playbook I found. I wanted 3-4. I wanted a nickel 3-3-5, and I want dollar. The 3-4 and the dollar were absolutes, and I actually only found 3-4 and dollar in 2 playbooks. And the 3-4 packages in this one were better than the one in the Lions. The rest of them were 4-3s or 4-6s, and the dollar was in those. But I'm not a 4-3 guy. Kind of crazy because I have my linebackers cover, but my scheme's built around dollar mixing in the other stuff around it. Obviously, Chiefs fan, Season ticket holder now for 30 years. Yes, this is my 30th year as a season ticket holder, but I've been in the seats since 1979, sitting in these seats, and love my Chiefs. It's you live and die with your team. Um, Solo challenges. I'll show you what I've completed. I've done the rookie gauntlet, finished that. Absolutely will give you the, if you look at the other video, I'll give you the tips here, but if you look at the other video, the number one most important piece you're going to get is that 89 speed Corey Grant. Get you the fastest wide receiver that you can afford. There are several, the Cooks, and some of those will do the same thing against this. Get you a strong arm quarterback so you can throw it way the hell down the field. That 83 Stafford threw dots the entire time I had it in the lineup. The Roethlisberger's only in there for power up. But some of these were, I don't know if it shows you. Let's go see if it shows any of these. The rushing countdown. I think this is the one. Look at this. Rush for a TD from 99. So you start on your 1 on every one of these. You're on your 1 yard line. They give you 24 plays. They give you 20 plays, 16, 12. You kind of get where this is going, 10. All the way down here where it's you got to run 99 yards in 2 plays, and then you got to do it in a 1-play touchdown. Get back to me. Send me a message once you've played it. Get the Corey Grant and tell me how much easier it was if you tried it with one of the other guys. These 3 here are not easy. But you really did. You'll breeze through it with him. Same thing here. If you look at your passing countdown, it's the same exact thing. You're basically on your 1 yard line. You have 16 plays, all the way down to a 1-play 99-yard pass. And you can see some of the different things that you get out of it. The rewards are there. And I pulled some good stuff out of these. Player-wise, there were pieces. Kicking ladder was easy. You're going to need a kicker that can kick a 50-yard field goal, guys. Here it is right here. So don't go into this in, two tips. If you don't have a kicker that can just easily hit a 50, go get yourself an indoor stadium first and kick with an indoor stadium. You definitely don't want any wind when you're trying to kick this unless you got a strong kicker. If you get the Lutz, he's cheap. You can kick this. You won't have any problems. You'll do all these on the first play if you know how to kick in the game. Offensive ladder. Again, don't allow any points. So, again, they're from 99 yards out, and it goes in reverse. So you can't give them any points. Now, here's the ones that become a little harder, guys. They start on your 20-yard line. So 30-yard line. This is in field goal range for their kicker. So from here down, I'll give you the defensive setup to run, but you're going to have, even with that, even if you sack them on some of these, you're going to have to block some kicks. I'll show you, I'll give you the tips, but you're going to have to block some kicks. What you're going to want to do is you're going to definitely want to practice the touch, because it's not, you can't go back and forth like you did last year. It's basically going to be a combination of that left stick pulling back and your right trigger for the burst. And this year, it's almost if you hit it perfect on pull and getting them both pulled at the same time, you'll get a jump. And believe it or not, in past years, this year when you're coming around, you're going to want to practice. But this year when you're coming around, you're going to want to hit that X button to dive a little earlier than you were in the past. The game plays a little slower, but that doesn't. That actually, he's flying around that corner. But you can see, if you're not getting strip sacks or you're not getting interceptions, you're going to have to block some kicks, and these will be frustrating. I had to do, I think I did this one in 1 play, this one in 2, and then some of these took a whole bunch more. I didn't get the blocks as quick on them. Rushing ladder, this one now you have to score from 1 yard out. These are 1-play touchdowns. 4 all the way up to a 60-yard one-play touchdown. So they're challenging you, and you can see with what they're putting in there what you have to do. Now, passing is easy. I mean, this one, actually, the harder ones here are the red zones. These longer ones from 90 yards out and these long ones, if you've got Tyreek and you get the right post into it or the streaks and hit the right guy, these things are easier. So that's kind of, what it is. Now, these you play the gauntlet games, scoring countdown. You got 13 points in 24 plays, all the way down to you got to do it in 8 plays. This one is score on the first play. If they have to, then because it counts your punt, it counts your kickoffs and your extra point. So you score is 1. You've got a kickoff, or extra points 2. Your kickoff is 3. They have first down, second down, third down, and a punt. And you either got to run the punt back or you got to score in one play after you get the ball back. So strip sacks, that kind of stuff is definitely a big thing. But this gets a little, again, you got 2 one-play touchdowns in this thing, depending on, you don't give them a first down. If you give them a first down, you better hope that you get a strip on the next or a pick, or you'll have to start the solo over. Pretty easy, but you got to have the right pieces in there, and you got to attack it right. I did the team diamonds. These team diamonds, you're actually going to get basically gold player packs out of it, okay, or you're going to get elite fantasy packs out of it, and you go on each of these, and it doesn't really show the rewards like it did in the others. But when you're done, I think you get 4 or 5 team gold fantasy packs and 1 elite. The 1 elite gives you 5 people. Go look at all the teams, figure out who has the best elites. I honestly think that the Cowboys gives you the best chance of getting an 87 or 88 overall because of the fewer number of them. Campaign, you do all of those, you get 287 players. Mutt levels is like it was last year. Again, as you hit them, you get them opened up, and they give you, it's the jerseys again. There's some training in there, but it's jerseys. I'm in the middle of doing training camp. You get these first 10 and the off-season pickups. Then it has a training camp, and then this off-season pickups. I don't know why they would have put it in here, because you got to have Mutt level 50 to even open it up. So these aren't too hard. It's just usually it's like 5-minute fourth quarter games. You got to play the old fourth legends. You see I've done a few of them. I haven't done all these others. I'll probably do Neal and power him up to take the fullback spot. I'm definitely going to do Hutchison and get him powered up as far as I can get him powered up. Willie Rofe, look to see how far up he can go. I've got his other one. Same thing, Bruce Smith, Hendricks. I've already got the Derek Brooks all the way up, so I'm not worried about that. And then the Sean Taylor, I'm going to see how high that one goes. But you can power these guys up. That kind of gets you covered on that. Your daily objectives. Now, I'll give you a little tip here. When you get over to here at Master Stats, you actually have to accomplish these things with the Ryan Shazier for Master. 45 interceptions. As you see, I haven't been playing him in position, so I only have 1 interception out of him. You ask, well, why don't you play him in position? Because I'm subbing him in as my starting outside linebacker. I'm going to show you the setup on that. But you got, again, interception return yards, tackles for losses, which I don't understand. Tackle for loss, but it doesn't count it when those don't count as sacks. So if you get down here, his forced fumbles, 20 fumble recoveries. He hasn't gotten any of those. Sacks is easy. I'm going to show you how to get through this and earn the 15,000 coins probably in your first few games. Literally in your first few games. Solo tackles easy. They'll add up. Defensive touchdowns. I'm not sure. Oh, he got caught from behind because he's not the fastest card on my return. So I didn't get that one. And then you get all of these done. So once you get all of these things, you can see up at the top, 250,000 coins just for those stats. Again, this is your MUT Master stuff. So you've got 20 games with the 70 overall or less. If you haven't got the game yet and you're seeing this, get your team built up, take it up to a 69 overall, and don't go any higher on your overall until you can beat all those campaign solos, the first 20 of them, with a 69 overall team. So do those first. Win your 20 games with the 70 or less. It's actually under 70. So where a lot of people say, well, why aren't I getting this? Because they have a 70 overall team. It's 60. It's technically 69 or below. 70 it doesn't work. 80 and overall, same thing here. You got to have a 79 or overall. So when you're 20 games here, this level will be at 20 out of 40 because you've won already 20 games with the 69. Go up to the 79 overall, win the other 20, and then forget about having the low overall anymore. Then you want to take your team up and boost it. As you can see, I'm still winning. I just haven't had that many games after I hit 85 daily objectives. Make sure to do your daily objectives. Always pretty easy stuff to do, and you can see you got to gain 80,000 yards. I'm not chewing on these early solos. I'm not chewing clock. I'm trying to get as many of the stats as I can. You can see I'm trying to rush for one-play touchdowns and balance it out. Some games I might just throw nothing but bombs and score, and then the others I'm just trying to get as many as I can. So you get your passing TDs and you get your rushing yards and you get your rushing TDs. I'm already halfway to the rushing TD on that level, so I'm a quarter of the total. Interceptions, I got 32 out of 100, so you got to get up to 250. I'll hit that level and probably through Journey, and then the rest of these I'll pick up. Tackles, again, I'm almost a third of the way to the tackles. Forced fumbles, I'm almost a quarter of the way to them. Sacks, I got the 200 knocked out, and I'm working on the second 200, and I'm going to show you how to do those. We'll get into one little solo, and then I'll cut this video off, make it a little bit shorter than just a regular stream. So I'm in the training camp solos, and it gives you training items. So I'll show you at the end. This is a good one to do because it'll show you the training stuff. So I think you get a player possibly and 20 training points for doing this. Training points that's the new currency. You could take an 82 card that sells for 4, 5, 6K and get 100 training points out of it, and that 100 training points will let you put chemistries on like 10 players or something. It's definitely something that you're going to have to balance out this year. Remember, I'm in the Chiefs playbook. Not a playbook, even though I'm a Chiefs fan, it's not a playbook I've ran any of the last three years. But I started off, and I'm kind of staying in it for now. I have a Patriots and a Saints and a Cardinals playbook that I'm trying out. I will kind of tag and give some props. I got quick, easy information I got to find out what playbooks and what formations I wanted to look at to try out for defense. It helped me, probably save me a lot of coins is the Madden-School.com. Those guys have a great site. Definitely go take a look at it. They don't sponsor me or any of that, but the information was amazing. You can go to every team, click on the team playbook, and it will literally give you a video to click on so that you can look at their offensive playbook and you can look at their defensive playbook. So here's the setup. Sam blitz, and we're going to call timeout.
Not just one guy that's going to make all the plays.
Because I want to have time to set this up.
Maybe number 2, number 3. They make the big plays that impact who wins the game.
This is the solo beater. Run this every game, all downs almost always. Run it 95% of the time. Sam blitz. I'm going to go to Von Miller. I'm going to sub in Ryan Shazier at my left outside linebacker. If you're having trouble covering, I'll show you the adjust. How come I don't know why it didn't give me the? Okay, it didn't give it to me. So we'll. And Andy Reid standing in the middle of the field. That's kind of
Manning now on first down. Over the middle, he's got his tight end.
I don't know what defense.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. A good pickup
Sam
there,
blitz.
22.
We're
So
going to
they're
give
on that point
cushion.
offensively. They ran the
get on our
crossing route.
left
Defense
end.
was in zone
Spread our
coverage. So as a
linebackers.
former DB,
We're going to
how
slide
tough is
the
it to
line
defend there?
left.
It's really difficult because your natural inclination is to chase the receiver and maybe leave
I'm going to
your
occupy.
zone.
I'm going to occupy the left tackle or the right tackle with my left hand. I'm going to try to pull him in. And my outside linebacker, usually the Shazier. See how Shazier comes off the edge there?
But what you're hoping is
He's
that you
almost always
figure
going to have a
out and you
straight
see
shot
and get
unless
a
they're
clue
blocking
that
the
maybe
running
there's
back.
going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes.
So
Maybe you go
give
to max
cushion.
protection. The biggest ones, maybe you bring your
Slide.
running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen.
Spread the
Zero
linebacker.
accountability, and a sack resulted.
Manning to throw on
Now
second
we're
down.
running. But if you get the right guys, that's an 84. Davis read that.
Yard, and it brings up third. Now that screen
have,
there on second down,
especially when you got to like don't give them 50
is that one
yards
they
for
should
a
have
whole
even
game
tried, or
kind
is
of
that one the
solo.
quarterback sticks in
This
his
thing
pocket?
gains
The latter.
it builds
I like
them,
what you said there,
you know,
because
negative
trying is
100,
one
a
thing. We
negative
can second guess
150.
just about every
And he lost the
And
football.
hit sticks are just now. Look at that. See, look.
And it's picked up by the Chiefs.
Most of the time, you're going to find that these guys will grab the ball and then stumble forward. I think
go
it's
to the positive
a
side.
glitch of their program that they're going to have to fix because they don't pick it up clean.
Drive, and if they keep stringing those
See,
together, you got to like their chances.
Credit the
No,
defense,
but
though. You're out there for that long, you start to get
I
tired.
don't
but
even
they
know
were
who
able to
that
get
was.
the turnover.
Did you just credit the defense?
I like
All
to
right,
credit
so
the defense and the offense.
Here's
and the
your.
analysts.
I'm going to give you the run.
And now
If you
here
get the
comes
Chiefs
Kansas
playbook,
City.
all the
I'm curious to see,
playbooks
Charles,
I
about
found
the play
have
calling
toss
on this
trap,
drive. Last time out,
wide
the
play.
interception that led to a touchdown. Here we
Now,
are.
I don't have. I
very
just have
close,
the
one-score
regular
game.
early in
Man,
there.
if
I
I'm a
didn't sub
defender,
in my other guys
actually
because I'm not
chirping Chili
needing
on the
those
other
long
side of
runs.
the ball. Said, hey,
Same setup.
We picked off the last one. What you going to do about it now?
Get out
So
here,
when you do
get
throw
around,
the
and you're going to have to
football,
get the 5-1 guy out there. And I didn't get a
If there's any
juke on that.
hesitancy at all,
If you get a juke on that, he's clean. He can go down the
Time
side.
for a break.
But practice
We'll come
your
back,
juke.
see what transpires after this.
See if I can make this one work.
So
And I'll run it
Chiefs in
to.
possession
I
of the
like
ball as
running
we
to
welcome
the
you
left, so I'm
back.
gonna run it
They've got a second down now as they search
even
for a
to
way
the
to
weak
get this
side.
one.
You can
to
run
the
it to
finish
either
line.
side, whatever you're more comfortable with. You get out
Another
here.
carry here tonight for
You
Gurley.
get this guy.
Gurley's got the first down and then some. And he's
didn't
got it
get it.
all the way down to the 12-yard line.
You
And
can see
now
how fast he
1:52
is.
to go. We get another
Let's
pause
do
of the
this.
act.
And you should be able to see, even on the video, you should be able to see the difference in this Corey Grant speed-wise. And Gurley is good. Overall, he's
Finally,
the
a
best
first
backup
red
guy,
zone
best backup
opportunity for
player.
these guys.
And I have the
It's
Z.
1st and 10 from the 12.
But this guy has, he's got burst back there.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he will take it
See,
on in for a
he
Chiefs
just,
touchdown.
you hit don't hit the turbo button this year until you're out there clear. If you hit it early, you're going to lose control of your guy.
Lead.
And he's not going to go anywhere. They're going to get quicker block shed. This year it's left stick, and you're going to turbo out of the move, and you're going to turbo when you're in the open.
As that makes it a 2-score game here with not a lot of time remaining. Lutz now to kick this one away. Latimer on the return. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line.
Low hit sticks,
just
if you're trying to
across
cause
the 25.
fumbles, aren't going to give them to you. They're not giving low hit stick fumbles this year. They're only giving the high hit stick fumbles. Unless it's on a quarterback, and they programmed that.
Here in this quarter.
So I don't think they're going to change.
Sometimes you talk to me about tendency
it's
breakers
not
on
like
offense.
it's,
These defenses struggling. Are there tendency
I don't
breakers
think
on
they're going to try
defense?
to. They
All
intentionally
defensive
do that.
coordinators keep something in their
So
head.
I occupy that tackle,
these
and
types
you
of
see he likes to
situations,
throw the
what
ball
can we
quick.
do to
Not
slow
really
down
very
the
accurate.
onslaught?
If it is,
But
it's
the
a short
biggest thing is make sure these guys encourage
Occasionally
each
they'll
other,
beat you over
pick
the top.
themselves
That
up,
happens,
because right now
especially
it's been a
arcade.
really tough ball game trying to stop these
if you get
offenses.
glitchy,
it really has.
now if they block them back,
Manning
right
now
there,
to throw. Now a
you got other guys.
desperation throw deep downfield.
still gonna have
So the
pressure.
long attempt falls innocently to the
If
ground.
you set
and
back
it
in
brings
coverage
up
and try to
third.
use her
Big
against
play
the
coming
computer,
up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect
they're
to
going
see
to
some
dot
pressure
you up.
here.
And one thing that is going to happen for sure is
And the
that
blitz
almost
does
always
come.
they catch. Almost
Now
always,
another one thrown incomplete.
especially the computer,
Every
but
veteran
seems
Eric
like the
Berry
receivers
back
aren't
to knock
dropping the
that
ball.
one
Like
away.
if he goes up in the
And I
air,
think we'll probably see
he's
him
coming
go
down
for it
with
on
it more than
down.
likely.
No reason not to. Down a couple of scores. they
Doesn't
have to
bounce
try and
out
make
like
something
it
good
did in the
happen.
previous game.
All right, they're going to
Which is
try
good
and
and
keep
bad,
hope
'cause
alive
even
here
if you
on
hit stick
4th
them,
down. They're going
sometimes they'll
for
just
it.
come down with a one-handed catch.
Now Manning, gotta have this one. And
No
it's
awareness on some of these guys, and that's
They
Sean
had to
Taylor,
go
80,
for it
that
with
built up
such
to
little
85.
time remaining, and the Chiefs
All right,
will
so
have the football back
You
in
saw the
excellent field
sweep play
position.
that I ran.
So with that, we can just about
I'm going to
close
run
the
this.
book on this
I may
one,
not even
Charles.
try to
Yeah,
put
what's
the
the other
touchdown.
expression about slim and none?
Run
Well,
this.
slim
This is
just
the
left town,
PA
but now
double
they're
post
down
out
to
of the
none.
Chiefs
Yes, exactly
playbook.
right.
Anywhere from this 30-yard line all the way back to a 99-yard pass.
Oh, Roethlisberger going to throw. That is caught
It's-
inside the 5. And he
You
takes
got
this
you
into
got
the end
way
zone
too
for
many
a
options
Chiefs
for the computer.
touchdown.
I should have done
Eric Ebron,
I should have put the
26
celebration in
yards.
there.
And the
I will
Chiefs
tell
add
you
on to
this:
their
if you want to see the
lead.
team celebration, I
Last year
think
on
they're
2-point
all when you
tries in
flick
the
the
regular
right stick
season, the
up
Chiefs were 0
for
for
the
2.
team
What can they
celebration.
do here?
High passes
throw
work
here,
really well. Let's
Roethlisberger.
see if
And
this
this
is the
one's
team
caught.
celebration.
And their 4th quarter lead grows by a
They
couple
didn't
more.
show it.
Lutz now to kick this one away. Latimer on the return. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
All right, so we go right back to it.
Here's the Giant offense now as they get ready to take over here. They're down big here late. I don't know. You
Cushion,
just one last
spread
drive
the
here for
linebackers.
pride.
Some people like
Get
to do
your line
that.
shifted
I
over
remember
to the
playing for a
right.
guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here and do something."
That
another
happens.
time."
You're going to give up a few, but you're going to stop more than you give up.
Yeah.
As they continue to
Sometimes I won't
Yeah,
give
probably
Cushion
just wanna
this year
put
because
this one
man
behind
coverage
them.
is so good
17
compared to
more
where it has
yards
been in
on
the
that one
past.
as they keep the drive rolling.
In the past, you almost
Now
had to.
Manning. And his throw is incomplete.
And it is true.
You can
draft
see how
the
even the
fastest, you
low
can
raw
draft the
guys
most
are sticking
athletic
with these
guys,
players.
but if they
That
don't
wouldn't
know
have
the art of
happened in the
positioning,
past.
sometimes it's all for naught. In this case, in the right spot, help force the incompletion.
Yeah, but had his hands on it for a second. Would have been a tough catch, though. Falls
Blocking.
incomplete.
That's that bit of bag.
Second
I
down, a
mean,
Chiefs
he
sack.
just,
Now
he
you've gotta
seems like
hustle
he's
your guys to the
always
line and
free.
get them set. On 3rd and long, it's Manning. And that is incomplete.
You'll see a lot
I
of
know
your
our vantage
defenders,
point
the
might
good
be a
ones
little bit better
especially,
way up
they
here,
will,
but that looked like an ill-advised throw
if
to
they're
me.
not
I
in
didn't see anything
position,
open.
they're
But this play
diving
just
to
didn't
do
look right
nothing
from the
more than
beginning.
just break it up.
I thought he might get outside
So,
and just chuck it away.
I like the
Dangerous
way they
pass,
programmed
incomplete.
that.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the
Hopefully
last
they'll,
quarter. Let's see how this plays out. Now Manning. And it is
Swat that down.
incomplete. Good coverage that time
That's
by the
Deion
linebacker,
Jones, I
Deion
think.
Jones. So they tried to go for it.
All right,
for
let's
pride,
go
but they really
one
wasn't
more
there
run
this one.
here.
It
We'll
was
go
already
back to the
determined.
toss crack.
No
Now,
doubt
you
about
can
it.
use
This one
any of
was
those
over
pitches.
a while ago.
You can use any running play that fits for you, but I'm just showing you the ones that gave me the best chance of going the 99 yards in one play.
Now they'll run it on the toss. A beautiful fake.
And the jukes this year, it's more realistic. It's not that big jump juke. Let's see if they.
35 yards.
Yeah, here's the team celebration. This is one of the team celebrations.
Is it okay if I break
2 or 3 of them have
partner,
that.
which is to never call a game
yesterday,
over
one of the guys,
until it's
I think
over?
Jimmy Graham
Because it
scored,
certainly
and I did that.
feels like it's over.
The whole
after that
team
drive.
did
Yeah, that was
the
spirit-crushing,
bobsled
wasn't
thing,
it? And
so
now you
lot
just
of
kind
fun.
of felt the air
Put
go
some
out
new
of the
stuff
balloon.
in there.
Yeah, they were fighting so
If
hard
you're
to
losing,
stay
it
in there,
isn't
and
going
they
to be
knew they
nice
had to
because
stop
guys
them on that drive.
they're not just going
But when
to
they were
dance into
unable
the
to, I think you're
into
exactly
the
right.
end
You can
zone.
see them
They're
sag
gonna
on their
they're going to put on
sideline.
a show
I think
once
this
they
one
get
might
there. So
just
get
be
used to it.
over.
I hate
What's
that,
good on
but
the extra
you know,
point?
get some
And the
tickets in, it'll
decision
be
to just
fine.
kick the extra point winds up successful. Lutz now to kick this
Get
one
them to run the
away.
ball out here now that it's not close.
This is fielded a couple
We'll
yards
finish
deep.
this up.
He'll take this up past
Hit
the
sticks,
20 and
if
down
like
at
that,
the
you'll get a
22-yard
decent hit,
line.
but you're not getting a side hit stick with your elbow
New
for
York set to
fumbles like
take
you
the
have in
field.
the past. I
They
mean,
can't
you
do
literally
much at
got
this
to be
point,
squared up
partner.
and
This one
timed
is gonna
right.
go down
If you're
in the
coming
loss
straight
column.
on
You don't
and you're
make
trying
up
to hit
for
stick
what
me
has happened during
and
the
you
game
don't time
in this
it right,
sequence here,
you're just
maybe
going to
hand
go
it
right
off, let
by.
someone run the ball if
My
you
God.
so choose.
Now,
But
I'll give you a little
just
setup
kneel
on
down,
my
call it a
defense.
day,
I didn't
and try and
sub
prepare
in.
going forward.
Base a line and put them in clouds.
Manning
And
now
move
on
those
first
3 and 4.
down.
That's your 3 and
And he
4
fires
corner.
one that's intercepted. Picked up by Deion Jones, the linebacker.
That's your 3 and 4 corners that are
It's
there.
a pick six and a KC touchdown.
Sub in your second middle linebacker. Sub in your best coverage linebacker. Your middle linebacker will stay in there, and then like I would put Derek Brooks in there at that spot, and then pull those guys back. That spy.
Lutz will look
If
to
you
add
get a
the
running
extra
quarterback, that may be the best defense I've found. You put the fastest linebacker you have at that spy.
point. Lutz with the extra point, and that will extend
Counteract
this big lead.
Lamar Jackson, Michael Vick kind of run all the time guys where they take off. Because you
So
can
they throw
send
the
that
pick
guy
six,
at
they'll
any
get
time.
another shot at it
Thing
now
is, don't
as
send
this
him
one's in the
early.
air.
Wait till if he rolls out of the
Cody
pocket,
Latimer now on the return.
you send him. He'll cut the quarterback off.
And it's picked up by the
You'll
Chiefs.
cut the quarterback
And they have
off
the
like
football
that.
and will take
And
over at the
C routes,
24-yard
corner routes,
line.
corner strike.
As that ball
If
got
you'll
away
pull
from
that
him,
number
he saw
3
the
and
opposing team
4
recover it.
corners,
You
which
felt
are the
his
guys
pain?
that
Oh,
fill
I felt
those
his pain,
slot
and you know what was
spots.
going through his
Pull
head.
them back and
Tuck
to
it
the
away.
outside a little
Take
bit.
care
You
of
got
the
them in
ball.
clouds.
All the things he hears
It
all week in
literally
practice,
will.
he didn't carry it over into the game.
It'll cover a high percentage of those plays. You can get beat in the seam. You can get beat down the middle. Hopefully, you got better coverage guys, and your safeties can jump down.
Now they'll run it on the toss.
This
He's
guy
to the
is
10. And
quick.
they are
That's
going to score
it. Literally,
again.
he's
Yet
that
another
fast.
touchdown
He's
as
faster
they
than the
just
rest of the
add
guys
to
in
their
the game. Now,
totals.
this is a new one. I haven't
I
seen
tell
this
you,
one.
Charles, you play to the final whistle, I get that, but there are a few folks that might not be too
even
happy
know
with
what
that
that was.
score late in the game
But
with it
it's
already
new,
well
so
at hand.
You seem
I
a
think
little
it's cycles
squeamish about
for
that
him.
last score.
I struggle with it.
Look at my guy. See, that's a
But on the,
glitch.
other, the argument, I get it on the other side is, hey, do something about it.
Keeps
Stop
doing
it.
that,
I
and I'm
guarantee
not
you, I
sure
know
why
who's
they've
really
got it
excited?
programmed.
Fantasy
I've seen him
owners.
jump
Yeah.
all the way
Battle.
back
Hey,
to the
listen,
kicker
get
and
the
then run
points
back
for
up
me.
there, and I've
They're
seen
not
him
worried
jump
about
off to
hurt
their
feelings or
side.
anything like that. That's just new age
So hopefully
stuff.
somebody at the
Lutz now to
developers
kick
will
this
catch
one
that
away.
and just program it out. It isn't giving you a penalty, so
Latimer
not
on the
like
return.
it's a difficult thing.
Now a hit and a loose football.
Oh, let's finish with another fumble. You got it back.
Well, in this one, partner, we had some action all the way down to the final whistle there with the late points and then the kickoff.
All right, so we're going to get the
Yeah,
team
and
training
the best
item
part
out of
about
this.
it is just seeing how teams battle
That's
all
the
way to
setup.
the
That
end,
if
you
you
know?
guys want to beat the gauntlet, use that running play, use that running back, get in the Chiefs playbook and use that play. It's a really good play. You got your X and Y, or if it shifts that way, you've got that A tight end that clears off to the left. Any three of those could be one-play touchdowns. So 20, yeah, there's a 20 training. quick sell that, adds up to the training up above, and then goes on. All right, that's it for right now. I'm going to shut down the stream, and we will get this thing uploaded to the YouTube as quick as possible.